ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ Hukamnama Sahib traced by Guru Arjan Sahib Ji on Ang 742 of Guru Granth Sahib Ji in SOOHEE Rag. Vaheguru Ji SOOHEE Mahalla Panjwa Anik Being Das Ke Par Harya Kar Kirpa Prabh Apna Karya Anik Being Das Ke Par Harya ਕਰ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਆਪਣਾ ਕਰਿਆ ਤੁਮਹਿ ਛਡਾਏ ਲਿਓ ਜਨ ਆਪਣਾ ਉਰਜ ਪਰਿਓ ਜਾਲ ਜਗ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਰਹਾਓ ਪਰਬਤ ਦੋਖ ਮਹਾ ਬਿਕਰਾਲਾ ਖਿਨ ਮਹਿ ਦੂਰ ਕੀਏ ਦਇਆਲਾ ਸੋਗ ਰੋਗ ਬਿਪਤ ਆਤੇ ਭਾਰੀ ਦੂਰ ਭਈ ਜਾਪੇ ਨਾਮ ਮੁਰਾਰੀ ਦ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟ ਧਾਰ ਲੀਨੋ ਲੜ ਲਾਏ ਹਰ ਚਰਨ ਗਹੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਰਣਾਏ ਦ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟ ਧਾਰ ਲੀਨੋ ਲੜ ਲਾਏ ਹਰ ਚਰਨ ਗਹੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਰਣਾਏ Satguru Padshah Ji Guru Arjan Sahib Ji Maharaj is blessing us today. Guru Arjan Sahib Ji Maharaj begins today's Shabad Anik being das ke par harya. Anik means countless, and being has been translated by Sant Gyani Gurbachan Singh Ji Khalsa to mean Ted Tai, and Professor Sahib Singh Ji has translated this word as Bing, Valshal and Ukaiya. Now, what does this mean, Ving, Ted Tai? The closest translation in English, roughly, is crookedness. Anik means countless, being meaning crooked ways. Daske means of the servant. Parharya. What does Akal Purkh Ji do? What does Guru Ji do? Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, when a servant starts to serve the Lord, begins on that path, walks upon the Guru's path, all of those being, all of those crooked ways. And what are those crooked ways? They are all of the thoughts of our mind, all of those actions which take us away from the path of the Guru, which take us away from the path of Gurmat, the Guru's wisdom, the Gurmukh Gadi Ra that Bhai Gurdas Ji talks about, the straight path of Gurmat. All of those things which are taking us away from this path, Kaam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, desires, anger, greed, attachment, ego, slander, hatred, all of these things which take us away from the Guru's path. These are the being, these are the crooked paths in our mind, these are the crooked ways in our mind. And Guru Sahib Ji is saying here, Anik, countless. Even though a person may be full of countless of these crooked paths in their mind, crooked ways, crooked thoughts, crooked actions, das ke par harya, but when they become a das, when they become a servant of Akal Purkh, when they serve the Guru, when they serve Vaheguru, par harya, Guru Sahib Ji Maharaj, Akal Purkh, Vaheguru, blesses them with their grace, and par harya destroys and removes all of these crooked thoughts, all of these crooked actions from their lives, from their thoughts. Akal Purkh Padshah, if we walk upon Akal Purkh Ji's path, then what happens? Baba Satta Ji and Baba Balwand Ji in Ram Kali Ki War, when they are singing about Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj, they sing the lines, they sing the tukan, Dhan Dhan Ramdas Gur Jin Sirya Tena Savarya, ਪੂਰੀ ਹੋਈ ਕਰਾਮਾਤ ਆਪ ਸਿਰਜਣ ਹਾਰੈ ਧਾਰਿਆ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਅਤੇ ਸੰਗਤੀ ਪਰ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਕਰ ਨਮਸਕਾਰਿਆ ਅਟਲ ਅਥਾਹੋ ਅਤੂਲ ਤੂੰ ਤੇਰਾ ਅੰਤ ਨਾ ਪਾਰਾ ਵਰਿਆ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਸੇਵਿਆ ਭਾਉ ਕਰ ਸੇ ਤੁਧ ਪਾਰ ਉਤਾਰਿਆ and this is the line that we're going to focus on today. ਲਬ ਲੋਭ ਕਾਮ ਕ੍ਰੋਧ ਮੋਹ ਮਾਰ ਕੱਢੇ ਤੁਧ ਸ ਪਰਵਾਰਿਆ. Lab meaning greed, lobe, envy, calm, desires, krodh, anger, more attachment, maar kadde tujh sab parvarya. All of these you have maar kadde, you have driven them out of me. Guru Ramdas Maharaj, you've blessed me with this grace. Baba Satta Ji, Baba Balwanda Ji are singing this in Ramkali Ki War. which is on Ang 968 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. The Gurmukh Pyareo, this is what Guru Arjan Sahib Ji Maharaj is blessing us with today. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is saying, Anik being, countless of these crooked thoughts, countless of these crooked actions may be in the servant. But when that servant starts to walk upon the Guru's path, the Guru blesses him or her with Guru Sahib Ji's grace and removes all of those crooked thoughts and actions from their life. Just like Guruji, Guru Nanak Sahib Ji Maharaj saved Koda, the cannibal. Just like Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj saved Sajjan, the dacoit, the looter. Just like Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj saved Bhumiya, the robber. Just like the wise saint saved Ganka, who was a prostitute. In the same way, Guru Sahib Ji is saying to us today, O Gurmukh Pyareo, O Gursikho, O Sikhs of the Guru, O people of the world, this is the power, this is the grace of God. Kar Kripa Prabh Apna Kare. And when does this happen? When Guru Sahib Ji blesses us with their Kripa, with their grace. Prabh, my Lord, Vaheguru, Apna Kare. Apna Kare means to make me his own. Just like when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj went and spoke to Koda and they made Koda their own. Just like when Guru Nanak Dev Ji spoke to Sajjan and made Sajjan their own. So Gurmukh Pyareo, Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Arjan Sahib Ji bless us. Kar Kripa Prabh Apna Kare. With their grace, Vaheguru Ji has made me their own. Tumhe shadaye liyo jan apna. And if we ask that servant, have you achieved this state of peace, this state of being free from all desires, all anger, all evil, all corruption, through any of your own efforts? What does that servant, what does that Jan, what does that slave of the Guru say? Tumhe shadaye liyo jan apna. O Vaheguru, you yourself have shadaye, have saved, have liberated Jan apna, this servant, by making him your own. By making me your own, Vaheguru, you have saved me. That is what that servant says. That Jan, that humble servant of the Guru, doesn't say, oh, this has come through any of my own efforts. No, because that humble servant realizes that this is all through the Kirpa, this is all through the grace of Vaheguru, of God. Urj paryo jal jag supna. That being who was urj, who was entangled in the jal, in the web, in the net of this supna, this illusion, this dream of the world. That being who was entangled in attachment to this illusion, that being who was entangled in anger about this illusion, that being who thought that this dream was true and was going to remain forever. Guru Arjan Sahib Ji, bless us, Guru Arjan Sahib Ji says, Vaheguru Ji himself, God himself, has liberated the soul from that illusion, has liberated the soul from that net, that entanglement, that web. As we've mentioned before in the Shabbat, just as the saintly being took Ganaka, the prostitute, and you can read more about Ganaka Ji's story in Bhai Gurdas Ji Diyan Wara, in the works of Bhai Gurdas Ji, just as the saintly being changed Ganaka from a prostitute into a saint, took her out of the web, the entanglement of her corruption. In the same way, Guru Sahib Ji is saying, if we are blessed with the grace of God, God can lift us out of this web. Rahul, pause and think about this today. Parbat dok maha bikrala. Those dok, those sins which are as tall as mountains, are like mountains in front of us. Maha bikrala, which are greatly frightening. Bikrala, terrifying. Those sins which shadow over us like mountains, those sins which seem impossible to get past, which just keep growing higher and higher like mountains. Mahabikrala, they are greatly frightening, terrifying. Kinmaha, in a second, in an instant, dur kiye dayala. That merciful Lord God Dayala has dur kiye, has removed them in an instant. Those sins which were shadowing over me, those sins which were a great burden upon my shoulders, those sins which were weighing me down, those sins which I never thought I could get past, in a second, in an instant, with the Guru's grace, Vaheguru Ji has saved me and removed these obstacles from my path. Sog, rog, bipat, at bhari. Sog, sadness, rog, illness, bipat, afflictions of all kinds, all manners of afflictions. At bhari, at means the highest, the most, the greatest. Bhari, bhari means the worst of all. And Guru Sahib Ji says, the most painful sadness. At bhari, the sog, the most painful sadness, the most terrible of all diseases, and the worst of all afflictions. All of these things, Guru Sahib Ji says, dur pai jap naam murari, have been dur pai, have been removed by jap, by meditating upon, by chanting the Naam, the name of Murari, my Lord God Vaheguru. Those who have chanted the name of Vaheguru, their illness, their sadness, and all of the afflictions afflicting them have been removed. Drishtatar lino ladalai. Those people who have been blessed with the drishti, with a glance of grace, they have been lino ladalai, they've been attached to the lad, to the hem of the robe of the Guru. Just as Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj blessed Sajjan with the glance of grace, and he was attached to the hem of the robe of Guru Nanak. Just as Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj blessed Kauda with the glance of grace, and he was attached to the hem of the robe of Guru Nanak. Just as Guru Nanak blessed Bhumia with the glance of grace, and he was attached to the hem of Guru Nanak. That is what Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is saying today. Drishtatar, those who have been blessed with the glance of grace of the Guru, lino ladalai, they have been attached to the hem of the robe of the Guru. Har charan gahe Nanak saranai. And for this reason, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, I have grasped hold of the charan, of the lotus feet of Hari, of Vaheguru. And what are the lotus feet of Vaheguru? Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj tells us in Sri Jap Sahib in Dasam Granth, Chit Charan Naam, the name of Vaheguru is the lotus feet of Vaheguru. Nanak Saranai. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, not only have I grasped hold of these charan, but I have entered into the Saranai, into the protection, into the sanctuary of Vaheguru, of Akal Purkh. So Gurmukh Pyareo, Guru Padshah Ji is saying, even that being who is afflicted by mountains of sin, who is surrounded on all four corners by pain, illness, disease, anxieties, afflictions, even that person can be saved by meditating upon the Guru. And when that person is blessed with the glance of grace of Guru Nanak, with the glance of grace of the true and perfect Guru, then that person is attached forever to the hem of the robe of the Guru. Drishtatar lino ladalai, har charan gahe Nanak saranai. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.